Hello, everybody. This is Dylan here, and I'm just tuning in to give y'all a heads up about what's been going on. I know it's been a while since you've seen anything from us in your podcast feed on your podcast app of choice. And just wanted to start by letting you all know, we're not disappearing. We are not ending the show or anything like that. We will be back in due time. We have just been taking some time to reevaluate some things and to figure out what the format of the show is going to look like going forward. There's a lot of things about the the landscape of podcasts and things I could bore you with about what things have looked like on that side, but really, just broadly speaking, things are moving a lot more in the direction of things like video and live streams and all that kind of stuff. Like what a podcast is has changed quite a bit since we started this back in 2020. And back then, this whole audio only release on Apple Podcasts and Spotify type of podcast, which is what we are. We don't really have video for pretty almost any episodes. Just really our interview with Joe Abercrombie has that video that we're very proud of. But things are changing a lot, and we're trying to see as things change to what extent should we adapt and change what we're doing. We're not sure at this point, and I just want to make sure that if you are worried, I know like I've had times like this where podcasts have gone a little bit dark, and I was worried about what was going on or whatever. So I do apologize for us not getting this information out there a little bit earlier. And I also apologize for if this episode sounds terrible because it's just me recording and I don't have Charles's awesome audio editing skills to aid us there. But anyway, summary of that whole thing. We're not gone for good or anything like that. We will be back, but what form we return in is still an ongoing conversation for us. And a key thing that we're looking for from you all is to let us know what it is that you'd like to see from us moving forward. And you can email us at the ftfpodcast@gmail.com to let us know that. I am super curious, and what that could look like is just you saying, I don't want you to change anything, just keep releasing episodes on this audio format. Or it could be you all chiming in with some ideas of what kind of innovative things you'd want to see from Friends Talking Fantasy moving forward. So just want to put that call out there. We care so much about your input. This has been a really meaningful pursuit for Charles and I. We never expected when we started this during the pandemic back in 2020 that anyone would really care what we have to say. We're just two friends who really enjoy fantasy books, and we wanted an excuse to talk about them on a pretty regular basis, and just so happened to be like, let's do a podcast, let's record it and release episodes, with the intention that probably hardly anyone would listen. And you all have been there and have been consistent, and that has really meant the world to us. It's been really cool to interact with you all, be it on social media, be it via emails, whatever other forms. Just the fact we have listeners out there, the fact that I can, check the download numbers and be like, oh wow, like you all are out there, is more than we ever expected, and something we have incredible gratitude for. And it's given us the opportunity to become, have our own little space in this really incredible speculative fiction fantasy community and get the chance to do things like interview authors. Like we never would have thought we'd be talking to folks like we've been huge fans of, like someone like Joe Abercrombie, like I mentioned, or Mark Lawrence, or really exciting new best-selling faces like Sara El-Arifi, all these folks that we've gotten the chance to interact with. That's because of you all and your support as well. So just want to tell y'all how much I appreciate you all being patient right now and also being present with us and supportive throughout. So all right, I think I pretty much covered what I wanted to in this announcement, and I just want to reiterate, if you do want to give us some sort of feedback about what things you'd like to see from us moving forward, you can do that at the FTF podcast at gmail.com. We do still have those social media presences, which have been, a little bit quieter, as well as the landscape on social media is changing too, and maybe part of that hasn't been the most exciting for me as someone who's been running our social media, like obviously Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. Has been a cool place lately, and that was a lot of where we hung out and talked to y'all. So, but anyway, if you can tweet us, we're at the FTF Podcast 1 on Twitter. We're at the FTF Podcast on Instagram. I won't even bother with our TikTok because I guess that's being banned. But yeah, best way is email, really, because you can give us your long form opinions right now, and we can take those into account. All right. I'm not going to use Charles's signature line or anything like that. I'm just going to say thank y'all for your patience, and we're excited to hear from you. All right.